Abigail is practicing ballet in an empty theater when a group of criminals prepare to strike. A hacker shuts down security cameras in Abigail's house, and a sniper climbs on the roof. Abigail's driver gets her into the car, unaware that the criminals have placed a tracker under it. As the car moves, the kidnappers sneak into Abigail's bedroom to hide behind the furniture. The woman realizes they will be kidnapping a child and protests, but the others tell her to deal with it. Abigail arrives home and gets on the bed, where the criminals take advantage of the opportunity to attack. Abigail stabs one of the criminals with a pencil, covers her mouth as he captures her, and injects her with a sedative to put her to sleep. The other half of the team warns those in the house that there's a car incoming. The sniper closely monitors the approaching car, while the trio quickly packs Abigail into a bag and steals out through a window. As they cross the garden and reunite with the sniper, the alarms activate and they have to run. Fortunately, the last two criminals pick them up just in time, and they escaped without issues. During the ride, they check Abigail's pulse to make sure she's fine and blindfold her. When they reach a traffic light, the hacker tells the driver to take a different road, but the driver makes a sudden turn and hides the van behind a big truck. They meet Lambert, the guy who hired them, and they learn the rules of their job. They must babysit Abigail until her rich dad sends the $50 million. To prevent tracking, Lambert gathers everyone's phones. Before leaving, Lambert gives each team member a codename inspired by the Rat Pack. As the team enjoys drinks, Joey refuses to share her candy with Dean, who pretends to be smart and tries to guess everyone's backstory. Joey shares that she has a son, and Abigail says that they made a mistake because her father doesn't care about her. In this story, Joey and Rickles, a group of friends, find themselves trapped in the house of a dangerous and powerful crime boss. They decide to stay to get money to escape and start a new life far from there. They decide to monitor the perimeter and ensure all doors remain closed. Joey discovers an old statue of a father and his child while opening an open window, and she bumps into Rickles, who tries to flirt with her but fails. Dean finds a sleeping Peter, draws a man's member on his face, and enters a dark corridor with tons of old pictures, including one with a girl that looks a lot like Abigail. Dean enters a dark corridor with tons of old pictures, including one with a girl that looks a lot like Abigail. He goes to the basement kitchen, where a door opens by itself, and an unseen presence grabs him by the legs and pulls him back. Sammy finds Dean sitting at the table, and when she tries to approach him, his head falls, and Sammy screams before puking. The others make it to the basement too, but they agree that Sammy doesn't have the strength to do that. Joey concludes that the group is stuck inside the house, and Rickles is still scared of Valdez. They decide to check on Abigail, and they find her well in the room. Rickles is shocked to find another barred gate, and they decide to look for a way out. As Joey attempts to exit the room, Rickles sustains injuries and makes an attempt to kill himself. Frank, furious, accuses Joey of being Valdez and kills Rickles. Before he can shoot, Joey disarms him. Sammy and Frank also come, and an argument ensues. Abigail, a vampire, reveals her true face with a ballet move. Frank shoots her down, and they run to lock the door. The group deliberates on their next course of action, having come to the realization that Abigail was actually Valdez. Magnetically sealed locks and 2-inch thick shutters secure all the doors, rendering them impregnable. Frank grabs him by the neck, threatening to silence him. Frank and Joey grab pool sticks to make stakes, while Sammy looks for garlic in the kitchen. Joey doesn't help because she thinks killing Abigail would only make her dad rage at them. In this text, the group finds Abigail dancing with Dean's body and pretending to be a sweet girl. When Sammy attacks, Abigail jumps on her and tries to calm her down by sniffing the garlic, but to no avail. When Frank tries to help, she pushes him off, but Peter manages to pull her up. Abigail removes the cross from his necklace, strikes his chest to induce bleeding, and confirms that crosses have no effect on her. Frank tries to stab her from behind, but Abigail quickly disarms him and stabs his leg instead. The trio decides to split up, and whoever finds the girl first must inform Joey through their earpieces so she can surprise her with the syringe. Sammy falls into a pool filled with rotting bodies and crawls on them to get out. Abigail surprises Peter, who runs away in fear and locks the door behind him. She smashes the door and continues to chase him while performing ballet moves. Frank opens a door and hits him, causing him to fall off the rail. Abigail chases after Frank, pushing him down the stairs before sitting on him. Joey retrieves the syringe and injects the sedative into Abigail, making serious threats and calling Joey awful things before passing out. Sammy freaks out and wonders if she will transform because of the bite. Abigail wakes up in an elevator and informs Joey that they will release her if she reveals how to escape. She confesses that she planned everything and that Lambert works for her. She knows all their real names and backstories, including Sammy's career, Peter's involvement in a crime family, Joey's past as an undercover doctor, and Abigail's actions to make Lazar love her. Peter and Joey shoot Joey, leaving the group except for Frank, who volunteers to keep guard. She tells him how to get out of the house. Frank will let her go. Abigail explains that he must pull Agatha Christie's book from the library to open a secret door. Frank thanks her, but refuses to release her. So Abigail easily breaks the door to push him and dances towards him. Joey arrives and breaks the wooden planks off a window, allowing sunlight to enter the library. The entire group makes it to the library and stays under the sunlight. Entering through the high window Joey opened early. Abigail, a vampire, takes control of Sammy with a bite and quickly transforms into a vampire. She attacks Peter, biting his neck while talking to him through Sammy. Joey and Frank arrive, but Sammy keeps her face hidden, leading them to the library, where Abigail explains she hates that room because it's where her father turned her. Joey reflected sunlight onto a tray, causing Sammy's body to explode. A secret door opens, and Joey and Frank decide to go through it. They discover Lambert, a vampire who also controls the mansion. Lambert wants to kill both Abigail and her dad, so he offers to turn Frank if he promises to help. Frank agrees, knocks Joey out, and bites him. Frank then stabs Joey with a stake, causing Lambert to explode. Abigail arrives and tries to attack, but Frank overpowers her and drinks her blood. Joey seizes the chance to access the control panel and disable the security measures, only to find the exit locked. Frank finds Abigail and pushes her back into the library, where he smashes her against the furniture. Joey tries to defend herself, but her punches do nothing to a vampire. Abigail catches her just in time, and she begs Joey to help her kill Frank, promising to let her go if she can see her son again. Frank approaches them, and they team up to fight him, but he's clearly stronger than both of them combined. After knocking down Abigail, he stabs Joey in the shoulder with a stake and gets her stuck on a pillar. Frank then uses his vampire powers to force her to pick up the stake and go after Abigail. Joey pretends to push Frank, giving Abigail the opportunity to jump on him. She fights him again, explaining that the powers take a while to fully develop, so he can't control or transform Joey yet. Distracted, Joey retrieves the stake, pulls Frank down, and they team up to stab him, causing him to explode. Joey is worried about her transformation, but Abigail confirms it won't happen because Frank is dead. Abigail lets Joey go, as promised, and tells her to find her son. Suddenly, Joey's father, Lazar, grabs Joey's shoulder, and he wants to kill him. Abigail comes to her defense, saying Joey saved her life and was there for her when he wasn't. Lazar expresses his gratitude by kissing Joey's hand before releasing her.